Hello everybody, Tony here, TTBurger 8 to be exact, and welcome back to another episode of TTBurger Podcast here. Joining me for this one is,
Oh, hey, I'm LunarNocturne.
hello Lunar, James, whatever you would like to be called.
Yeah.
For this podcast, we're gonna be talking about why E3 is not as good as it used to be anymore. Like you've watched E3. I'm sure you've watched E3 before, haven't you, Lunar?
I've only watched like a few years worth of E3. I'm not there for every E3, but yeah, I
Well,
only watch the highlights.
Well, I was one of those people who watched E3 every year, mainly for Sony and stuff like that, and for Microsoft stuff like that, and just like cause one I knew that because I mainly watched for Sony and stuff like that and stuff but nowadays after last year's E3, E3 was terrible last year.
Oh man, I've got a lot to say about that.
Yeah, I mean like E3 was just terrible last year. I mean like E3 was just
No,
abysmal. It's like all they basically did was show trailers of games. That was basically it. I mean, and the
I
thing is,
mean,
that's my problem. I mean, I don't need to cut you off there, but this is the problem with E3. Nowadays, it's just showing trailers upon trailers of games. Half of them we've already seen before, and half of them are games that are already been out or already on the way out or so. And like, it's just nothing major. It's just if I want to watch a game trailer, you can just go look up online. I mean, they got YouTube, you got these gaming sites and stuff like that. You can just go look that stuff up. So what's the point of even watching E3 anymore? More is the thing.
uh, I have a feeling it's more of the community aspect of it with watching. Oh, sorry about that. Something fell on my desk. With watching live events like these with friends and family and stuff. But last year's E3 was hilariously bad.
Yeah, I know. Like both Sony and Microsoft are bad. Microsoft has not impressed me at all the last several years because after their disastrous Xbox 360 with the Red Ring of Death, I lost interest in Microsoft completely. But like Sony, I mean Sony used to be the shit when it comes to E3, but nowadays it's just that you just don't even want to watch any E3 anymore. It's like, especially with the next gen consoles coming out pretty soon, which I am not getting because of this censorship bullshit that's what's going on these days, which is kind of off
Oh
topic.
yes.
But like, you said you had a lot to say about E3, last year's E3. Explain that for me.
Okay, yeah. All right, so I think it was EA that opened up E3 last year.
Didn't watch
Just
EA. Never cared. Haven't supported EA in a long time.
Yeah, you're right. I actually had the misfortune of watching it in its entirety, and good lord. Okay, so I'm going off of memory here because I'm going off of memory here. It started with them opening up with I had almost said Titanfall for a second. It started them opening up with that robot from Anthem flying out, which was pretty cool. And then
Anthem sucks.
I haven't tried it out yet, but yeah.
But get,
And
yeah.
then and then what else happened? I'm just gonna give highlights. I'm not even gonna go in order because
Just say
so
whatever you remember.
at one point what'd you say?
Just say whatever you remember about it the most.
Yeah. So at one point, they actually revealed the new Star Wars game in the most unconventional way ever. Instead of revealing it on stage in front of the audience or anything, they actually revealed it from a developer that was just sitting there in the crowd, which was no.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like all you're basically watching at E3 is just people talk and talk about stuff. I mean, talking about this, talking about this. I mean, like I don't really want to hear people talking. I mean, this is back when I remember back in the days with E3 and when G4 was still around and
Oh
awesome.
man, G4. Sorry to cut you off.
I mean, like those days of E3 are awesome because they had all those like events like with Pac-Man and stuff that you can see what's going on over there. And nowadays you just see a bunch of trailers and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never, like I said, I've only fully watched a few E3s, but, still, I forgot what I was about to say just now.
But like everything, I think it just changed with E3. Just like when you watch it nowadays, you can't even get the experience. And I heard even going to E3, all you're doing is basically playing demos and stuff like that. And just basically can't even see all the fun, cool skits or events or gaming skits or events that they used to have. It's just that,
Yeah.
like I remember, like it's just. All you basically do is just basically trailers and games. That's basically all it is, just trailers and games. And go ahead.
I do think you can get merch from there, like shirts and necklaces or lanyards or something. I don't remember, but
I understand that. I mean, yeah, but it's that you mainly go to E3 for the games and stuff like that. I mean, but
yeah, you're right.
and yet I don't like. I mean, thing is that like I don't even care for watching EA or Ubisoft's conferences because EA and Ubisoft are basically the same conference, just different companies and stuff. It's basically the same stuff. Like
Yeah.
they'll like advertise the fuck out of like Madden or Battlefield or Assassin's Creed or or this game or that game. It's just basically all the same, or a Far Cry game, which Far Cry has just been shit ever since. Far Cry 2 was the last decent Far Cry in my opinion. The original Far Cry was the best, but like, I just like even Assassin's Creed, like this game that they're milking nonstop, and yet. Yeah, like, I just remember like this stuff started going downhill when it started showing off the PlayStation Move and the Xbox 360 and the Microsoft Kinect. That's when the E3 started really going downhill. They were like advertising the shit out of that stuff and like
Yeah, they
and Sony's not even gonna be at E3 this year, which is good riddance because I really don't wanna. I don't even care for E3 anymore. In fact, if I want to see trailers of new games, I'll still do research online and stuff like that if I want to. Because like I just don't have an interest in watching a conference that all that's gonna show is games, and yet like Sony. My main problem with Sony is that like they showed nothing new. All the stuff they showed was old, and yet it was way too short. Like they start off in this tent to show with the music, the music guy of Last of Us Part 2, and just doing that, so they go off in the tent, just waste so much time like with a music skit at a gaming thing, and, that's just retarded. I mean, why am I watching this? Sony's was a little bit better than Microsoft's but still, it was just the thing. It's just nothing. It's nothing that much special.
Yeah, right. And also, Sony's little, what was it, PlayStation Direct, as everyone likes to call it, it didn't fare too well.
I didn't even watch anything of it. I don't know anything about it, but all I know is the fact is that like the games they showed there were just not even worth it and stuff like that. It's a shame that we weren't able to see E3 back in like the 90s or something like that. I'm sure the 90s, like E3 back in the 90s, was so much better. But I bet you, I would love to go see the E3 of the launch of the PlayStation. That would be cool. Hell, even seeing when they showcased the PS3 and stuff like that, how many games they showed. Killzone 2, Metal Gear Solid 4 because of the Patriots, like it also showed Motorstorm and Layer, and what else? And Resistance Fallen Man and stuff, and just a lot of games that hyped you up for the system. Nowadays, there's not much games to hype you up these days. It sure was cool to see the PS4 and stuff like that because they basically wanted to keep it as a gaming console, and like with Microsoft with the Xbox One trying to showcase all these features. But like at least Sony was doing awesome, but all of a sudden they're just not as good as they used to be, like all the E3. And like it also sucks that like if you want to watch it live, sometimes the server will drop on you and you end up missing a big chunk of the show or whatever when you're watching it live. Thing is that I would always watch it live, so me and my buddy Dr. Morbus, who's just a subscriber of mine and a good friend of mine since 2009. We watch this stuff together live, and we would make our E3 videos after we were done seeing each press conference. But like we would basically only do like Sony and Microsoft, but like we just don't feel like doing any of them anymore because like since they're not going to be there at E3 this year, in fact, it's just going way downhill. I just don't care for E3 anymore. I just don't. Like. You're not gonna see any cool JRPGs or anything like that. You're not gonna see games like Death and Request or any of the other Neptunian games or any JRPGs or anything like that at E3. Just gonna show the same old mainstream bullshit of mainstream first-person shooters like Call of Duty or a Street Fighter game or Tekken or a Madden game. It's just all the mainstream games that people are sick of. So why would you want to watch a press conference that shows stuff like that? You asked me. You asked me, James. You asked me.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Hold on. Let me put my phone on sound telemarketer. Anyways, you said something about JRPGs and mainstream games. I do think JRPGs are slowly but surely getting more and more attention at E3. And
not as much as games like Call of Duty or Battlefield or something like that. That's for sure.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, which is why I included the word slowly. But still, they're slowly like getting more and more presence at E3, like that of Persona 5. But
yeah, I never cared for Persona anyway. But like just that, the only JRPG they're even gonna get even some attention is pretty much like Final Fantasy or something like that or so. Because,
yeah, Final Fantasy.
Yeah, or that stupid remake that people are talking about, because like I do not want a Final Fantasy VII remake, because I feel like I like the original the way it is, so I don't really need a remake or so. So that game's never gonna be made. The remake is never gonna be made.
Yeah, it's development hell right there.
It's never gonna be made. It was mainly just shown as a tech demo for the PS3, but people wanted it and stuff. It's basically with like same way with Dark Sorcerer by Quantic Dream. That was just a tech demo to show what the PS4 was capable of. That's basically all it is.
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna go on with Final Fantasy VII remake, but
I don't know, and I don't even care. I mean, like Final Fantasy X-2 was the last good Final Fantasy game, and I could care less about what Final Fantasy does this. But I heard Final Fantasy VII remake is gonna follow the storyline of Advent Children, that crappy movie Advent Children, anyway. So I don't really care for that. I wish I was making that up, but it's true. It's following the events of Advent Children, and I don't. That's what started my hate for Final. That's why I didn't like Final Fantasy VII for a while because of that movie. But then after I started playing the game again, I realized that the game is not as bad as I thought it was. It was just me upset because of the movie. But that's off topic though. But like, it's just like, I mean, what they should do, what they ought to do is just if they want to make E3 great again, focus on games that have not been out before. Focus on exclusives that haven't been shown before. Like there are a lot of exclusives they could talk about. Like they could talk. I mean, Atelier Lulua is coming out in May. If they wanted to have an E3 around this time, they could talk about that game coming out or so like that. Or talk about something exclusive or so. I mean, we don't want to hear about the same old Battlefield or the same old Call of Duty or the same old this or the same old that. I mean, I don't want to see that stuff. I mean, I'm not. I mean, you're wasting your time if you really think E3 is going to be different. Because I noticed for the last several years, and I don't know why I kept watching E3, but it's just that I kept watching for some reason. But I feel like that E3 it's just the same stuff. I mean, like they waste too much time talking about add-ons and stuff too. I mean, I don't care about these add-ons. If I want to learn about an add-on, I'll go do some research on it. I don't really care about PlayStation Now or PlayStation TV or Microsoft Connect or Xbox or Xbox or Project Scorpio, whatever that's. I don't care about that stuff. If I want to hear about stuff, I'll watch. If it was like a tech conference, like an add-on tech conference or like that, like about add-ons for the consoles like that, then that'd be fine. But I don't want to hear that in the main E3s and stuff like that. I don't really care about that. I mean, I haven't really followed Nintendo ever since they stopped doing live conferences. I really much stopped caring for Nintendo after the Wii came out because I wasn't a fan of Nintendo anymore. GameCube,
yeah.
but the thing is, that whichever you're just basically wasting time thinking that like E3 is going to be any better when it's not. I mean, E3 if you think E3 is going to be any different than the year before, then you honestly need a reality check. I mean, I'm not trying to bash anyone here, but you honestly need a reality check if you think E3 is going to be any better. I mean, it's like it's going to be the same thing. It's like buying every Call of Duty or every Dynasty Warriors game or every Madden game or buying this game or so on. You know they're going to talk about microtransactions and loot boxes as well and going to praise that stuff. And like, I mean, like there are even games that even get canceled after E3. I mean, this has been true since like for a long time now. But perfect examples are like with the game Agent on the PS3, which still hasn't seen a release date, or the game 8 Days, which was shown at the very first PS3 show.
I remember. Yeah, I remember. It was supposed to be made by Rockstar.
Yeah, but it got canceled, and people think it's gonna come out. That's not gonna come out. Like that's a thing. It's just and like. And the fact that like they spend way too much time talking about games that are pretty much dumb and stuff like that, like stupid games. In fact, I mean like people, I don't really care for that stuff. I mean like it just there's nothing that's going to convince me to buy another console. I mean like, if I want to, I mean you can just look up new PS3, PS4 games coming out, or new Xbox One games, or new Nintendo Switch games coming out, and then you can find a whole list of games that you can find without even having to watch E3. But I don't even know why I even kept watching E3. I should have gave up on them a long time ago. I mean, even my brother even said that like it's not worth watching these days. I mean, my brother even doesn't want to watch E3 anymore, and I don't blame him.
Oh man, I usually go into E3 with like a neutral mindset because I don't know what I'm going to see, but
I pretty much go in with too much hope, and then when you go into too much hope, you end up realizing that like, oh, it's the same thing again. Oh, it's nothing different. Oh, it's the same thing again. Oh, it's just this and that. So yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just the same thing every single year, like nothing different. I mean, the only difference is that like maybe the announcer is a little different, or like the lead person they do talks is different or whatever. That's pretty much what it all is. And yet, it's just that back then it was awesome when they showed games like Mirror's Edge or showed games like Dead Space or Battlefield Bad Company or like or games like or the Ratchet or the new Ratchet and Clank games coming out. That was then, but times have changed now because like there's not that many exclusives out for the next gen console. I mean, like sure, Detroit Become Human, seeing Detroit Become Human and Marvel Spider-Man was awesome at E3 because I like Quantic Dream and I always look forward to Quantic Dream. But the thing is that like you're not aside from a couple games like that, you're not going to be getting. It's not going to be worth it just sitting there for like an hour and a half or so. And yet, I mean, like sometimes, one time Sony just showed a bunch of game trailers, and that was basically it. I mean, and I praised that at the time, but like it would be cool to have somebody talk, like just like give it a break or so. But just like just that there's just not enough. It's just that it feels like a lot of these people who do the press conferences, who make them. They don't care about the gamers. They just care about the money. That's why they half-ass these press conferences, because they know they can get a quick buck from showing a Call of Duty game or a Madden game or so, and then call it a day, and then they can get money doing that because that's all they care about. I mean, back then, like they put time and effort in showing trailers or showing off the consoles. Now it's just all trailers of games that are repeats. Like some of them when you see a trailer like for like 2 E3s in a row, it doesn't have any difference at all. There's like no difference in them at all. It's just basically one trailer, like Super Mario Spider-Man. Yes, I like that. I love that game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. But I didn't want to see the same trailer twice without anything different.
Oh yeah, you're talking about Spider-Man PS4, right?
Marvel Spider-Man, yeah, it's called Marvel Spider-Man. Yeah,
bad.
That's okay. And yet, to show something different, show a new IP or something like that. Show a new IP or something that could wow us. I don't want to see the same stuff over and over, or something that's like, or something that's like was already been shown, or some new exclusive that's never been shown before.
Boy, oh no.
Huh?
Oh, right, sorry, I thought my connection was messed up. Anyways, one thing I do enjoy about E3 are some of the in-depth interviews that people there will have with developers or executives and stuff like that to get an idea of what goes on behind the scenes and what they're planning on new projects.
But even then, that's still not enough to please anybody. It's still not enough. I mean, and also the fact that most of the press conferences are only an hour long. It's just like they want to do like the minimal work, like the most minimal work possible to just get it done and out of the way and move on to the next conference. So it's like they have to rush. They don't take their time. I mean, remember back when like the Sony conference or so was like a few hours long or so like that? Remember that?
I forgot about. I don't know. I don't remember which one.
I remember them being a lot longer than they are now. I remember them being a lot longer than this. I mean, being like they rush them and then Sony's conference last year was so short. My buddy Dr. Morvis and I thought they were just taking a break, but boy, it was just disappointing. I mean, yeah, just disappointing. Like they don't. It's like they're just half-assing all this stuff just to make money, and yet, I mean, like, there's no point even watching it on TV or anything like that, or watching it online. I just might as well. I might as well just hear recap videos or something like that, James.
Yeah, that's actually how I've been watching E3, just watching highlights and stuff.
That's what I should do too this year. If I do want to watch E3, I'll just watch highlight videos. I'm not gonna sit through a whole boring conference or so that's just gonna show me stuff I've already heard before. I mean, like, that's very much it is. And here's another thing too. You can actually find information about the games of the show before the press conference even starts too.
Yeah. The last E3 that I fully remember watching was E3 2012, and I was in middle school at the time. But yeah, I remember when they showed off, what was it? I'm trying to go off the top of my head. I do remember when they showed Need for Speed Most Wanted. I'm trying to remember. Watch Dogs. When Ubisoft unveiled Watch Dogs, that was awesome. But yeah.
If only we knew how bad the game was going to be, then yeah.
I will agree with that. Well, yeah, man, it's
just not the same as it was back then. It's just not the same how it was back then when had PS2 and PS3 around. It's just that it just changed so much. It's like the game. It's just like since with all the censorship going on, you can't help but wonder how much worse the E3 conferences can get. It's just you just don't feel like watching anymore. You just don't. I mean, like just game, talking, another game. Game we already saw before. Oh, something new. Oh, okay, it's one of those things. Just that's basically all it is. It's just basically a pattern that repeats itself over and over again. And I just don't want anything to do with this anymore. I don't want anything to do with it anymore. I mean, I rather just, I mean, I shouldn't even think that if I hear something about a game, or if I'm interested in hearing about what games are going to be released, I can go look up online. I mean, Amazon is like will give you pre-order options, give you information. Hell, IGN or GameSpot, hell, even freaking GameStop will even have that stuff. I mean, all those will do. As much as I don't like GameSpot or IGN, I rather do that. I rather watch the look up stuff about those online, or even go and if I want to, I can go search up in GameStop to look for new PS4 games coming out or so. It's basically all I have to do.
Yeah, pretty much. And then there's that one time when Walmart leaked last year's E3 games for E3.
Yeah, I remember that now. I forgot about it, but yeah, like I just don't see a point in watching E3 anymore. I know I'm repeating myself here. I do this a lot, but I don't really want to see any E3 because like it's just basically gonna be first-person shooters, racing, action, third-person action, platform or Assassin's Creed or something like that. Just basically all it is. You don't care about showing off JRPGs. You don't care about any of that stuff. I mean, probably the only reason why these JRPGs are getting attention is because Sony don't do the censorship thing and stuff like that. That's probably why they're getting this attention.
Probably, but yeah,
sucks.
they're not gonna be at E3. That's oh man.
Good thing they're not.
I'm gonna have to wait and see how this plays out this year.
The censorship thing, yeah, or the E3.
No, their E3 conference. Well, just E3 in general, not because somebody's not going to be there. Yeah,
It's probably they're probably gonna be so desperate they'll have to like talk about toys or something like that, like gaming toys or hats or something like that, or like or like show YouTube videos so like that just to do the time. It's just yeah.
I am planning on covering E3 this year's E3 on my channel, so I'm actually like going to fully watch the conferences and take down notes.
I'll help you if you want. I'll join you if you want, but stuff like that and stuff like that. But if I don't watch it, you'll have to fill me in on what happens.
Yes.
Yeah. Or we'll make another podcast here, like on like E3 of the 2019 or something like that.
Oh boy, I cannot wait. June? Was it June? Yeah.
Beginning of June, I think it is. Yeah. Like I remember, like back they used to show E3 in May. Like the press conferences would be shown in May actually. Back like the time. 'Cause I remember this. I was watching E3 like it was the day like I was watching some E3 on the day of prom before I went to prom with my prom date junior prom and stuff like back in 2006. But like well my junior prom had to come to my house too. I wasn't watching it with my prom date of course like and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like do you have anything else to say about E3 in general?
I hope they pull through this year. That's pretty much all I have left to say about E3.
I want them to pull through, but I'm not. But I'm not having much hope because I just want. If they could prove me wrong by showing me a bunch of new stuff and take time with their conference instead of rushing through them to get with the time slot. And you can't. That's part where I can't really blame them because they're on a time slot and they have to get everything in. That's probably why they rush them. But so the time slot is just a problem for all of them. But I do want to believe that like they will. I just want to believe that they will try harder. But I'm not giving much hope for it. But you got anything else to say?
That's about all I have to say for now.
That's pretty much all I have to say as well. There's pretty much nothing else to say. But I just don't have anything else to say. Stay tuned. There's more videos along the way, and another multi-part review coming up. I know I've done 3 multi-part reviews in a row. I just did a lot of games here that I want to introduce everyone to that they don't know about yet. That's pretty much all I gotta say. This is Tony and James. Peace out, and thanks for listening. Thank you for listening to our E3 podcast.